6시 반이 넘었는데 주일날 아침 6시 반이 넘었습니다. 앞에서는 성경을 읽었는데 영어신문 스크랩은 걸 좀 읽겠습니다. Morose, gloomy or dismal, as weather or a sound. That's what creates chaos. We help who we can, and then we have to get everything back in service and be ready for the next call. There are weeds in all our lives. For example, from 2019 to 23, Kirk Cousins established a 5 performance level of 177 point, have expected points over 2,771 plays, or .064 per play. Sephora's concept of an experiential store is not groundbreaking either, considering Olive Young already has a well-established infrastructure for customers to sample various brands in-store, Lee added. Generation MG wants the two Koreas to remain divided. In a phone conversation, G noted that LGBTQ people have been Irish dancing for a long time, but haven't always been so visible or supported. Spy bushels of apples and squash, clothes hanging to dry, and teeny tiny coffee pots. Teeny tiny. Democracy is in trouble in former French colonies in Africa. Delayed gratification. The Democrats, who should know better, including New Yorkers, Dan Goldman, RT&H, tried to bypass the normal process and embarrass the Republicans. Bypass. Whenever I eat the tortilla, continued, it feels like a warm hug that reminds me of those times that I really cherish now. The legal system is also terribly unjust. We take into account factors such as their employment status, presence of other disabilities, and their ability to give direction, a command to the dark, he said. K. B. co-founder has a background in real estate marketing. Balancing boundaries and support. Being the partner of a person with severe health issues is no easy feat. Wow, I said to him, "You really did it." But they brought an infusion of cash and jobs to the region, which supporters of the film tax incentives say shows that the program is working as intended. As ordinary as it may seem then, the idea that ending a sentence with the preposition is slumming make no sense and never has. Slumming. According to the Korean education statistics subsidiary report, the number of substitute teachers was 65,000 last year, 20,000 more than 10 years ago. Sleep is the beginning of personal health. Sleep is the beginning of personal health. And unlike the exercise or improvement in eating habits, good sleep has an immediate effect. India's estrangement with China has provided an opening for Western nations. Bollywood billionaires and slums. India's hyperkinetic metropolis is a study in contrast, where anything is possible. Hyperkinetic. ready for an elderly population of 10 million. Korea's future is literally gray. You should aim to weigh no more than 48 kilograms, one agency even advised. Appreciate. Invalidate. Appreciate. He often described Philip and Jansik as his tennis godparents. Yoon's ratings dip further before general election begins. President's approval rating declined for the fifth consecutive week. The other day, however, Donald Trump said it straightened out. Some migrants are not people, in my opinion. The Republican Party eyeing control of the U.S. Senate next year is trying to mimic his success with a cohort of candidates who in the past might have been attacked as a bunch of rich men, but this year will be sold as successful outsiders in the Trump mold. Heart-wrenching story. Bank of Japan and negative rate. First interest rate hike in 17 years, shift is gradual to around zero. This Netflix series, which revolves around the contestant competing for money in a dangerous version of a children's game, soon became one of Netflix's most watched programs. Every biopic is a selective version of life, and the bees wide-ranging, and the eventful life is more in need of selectivity than most. Biopic. The draft outline of the agreement provided to the Times by a Serbian government official also specifies the option of formally transferring ownership of the property to Mr. K's partnership free of charge after the hotel complex and the luxury residential unit are built. I'm not saying it is going wrong tomorrow, but we have to realize it's not a given we are in peace. Luckily for me, or perhaps unluckily, I live in a city and above a nightclub where that's possible in a time when all the things from my youth seem to be suddenly cool again, which at least make it easy to keep up. The main opposition Democratic Party and the Satellite Party secured a total of 175 seats, while the ruling People Power Party and the sister party only won 108 seats of the single chamber, 300 seats at the National Assembly, according to the National Election Commission on Thursday. Saying goodbye to grip and hotel rooms. After losing my husband, I just wanted to feel alive again. We might as well add a German clog dance or an Argentine tango. It would literally be just as authentic clog dance. Full sticks, post-it note on a mirror, a door, and above the kettle. We do make it. Neighbor Intel team up to counter Joint Lab aims to nurture AI software ecosystem based on Intel chip. Sprinkle with grated provolone and feta. I believe the most worthwhile and precious things in life are my health and happiness, along with fostering meaningful connection with as many people as possible. If possible, avoid having any important conversation, since lack of sleep can make you more emotionally reactive. The thematic focus of tech diplomacy implies the need for new strategies of engagement with the emerging powers. Thematic. Meanwhile, tall Korean buildings loom in the distance, reminding us that we are still in Korea. We are sitting on our suitcase, Mr. K said. Marriage has deteriorated along with Mansard hearing loss. Continue working, socialize separately, and make as happy a life for yourself as you can. Verdict false. As long as you are not using scouring powder or drain cleaner, a little bit of soap won't harm your cast iron pan. Man's treatment of female relatives has crossed the line. Dear Court of God, your daughter was right to tell her husband what his stepdad has been doing, and you should tell him too, if you haven't already done it. On Friday, Mizuhara surrendered to law enforcement in Los Angeles and made an initial court appearance wearing street clothes and shackles. Most members return for another term, while 131 are newcomers. The latest election saw the largest number of female winners, with 60, accounting for 20%. As a result, choosing a plan is so confusing that to date only a minority of eligible borrowers take advantage of them. Maintaining life after graduation is extremely hard, as there are so many restrictions and barriers to getting a working visa. Is air travel in crisis? Hardly. The airplane model Boeing 737 MAX has been under scrutiny since airplane crashes dating to 2018 and 2019 under scrutiny. On Sunday, the presidential office said it would take time to unveil the list of possible candidates for the new prime minister and the chief presidential secretary. And my view is the production is the end, and the safe and happy communities are the end. Why do women still wear stiletto? Sounded during the work-from-home days of social isolation during the coronavirus pandemic. It has receded into the cacophony of history as the return to office has heralded the return of somewhat more formal footwear. Cacophony.